Prakash Kamat, you
Yeah.
just finished speaking on RTI in Goa
Yeah.
and the journalist involvement or lack of involvement with it.
No,
Some.
what I basically said
Yeah.
is that this convention is RTI Forum Convention. This is the fourth convention. What I said is, first of all, media is a forum of empowering people through dissemination of information. And RTI also empowers citizens so that they get good information about the government and accountability.
Yeah.
And if you have good information, your decision making will be also good.
And even governance will be efficient, no?
Second will be transparency in governance, reduction in corruption most of the time because it's transparency, and also good governance.
But in a practical sense,
Yeah.
is it happening? Is
No,
the media involved?
It is no. That's what I said. That these are the basics. That is how media comes. As far as Goa is concerned, I think I told them about the history of RTI.
Correct.
In 1997, when
95?
No, 1997.
Okay.
Then Chief Minister Pratap Singh Rani, at a cabinet briefing, just said that I want to bring RTI Act in Goa because I want people to know everything.
So Goa was one of the early states.
No, listen.
Yeah.
I want people to know everything.
Yeah.
But having said that, you people write sometimes all kinds of nonsense, and all that whatever is written, misinformation, we have to punish such people. So we got confused. I was that time president of Goa Union of Journalists, working body of journalists, and my colleague Sandesh Prabhudesai was general secretary. We thought over it. What is exactly Rani saying?
Yeah.
You want RTI to give information to people. At the same time, he is pointing out to media and says that you people write rubbish sometimes. So that misinformation should be punished.
And in the act, there were some punitive clauses also.
So what happened is they started making an act.
Yeah.
And what is our general practice in any state, in Goa also, the bureaucrats copy the
Existing.
acts, legislation from other states.
Yeah.
And then that skeleton is brought and nobody knows what is what.
Yeah.
And they are passed in the assembly.
Yeah.
Here, I and Sandesh decided that we will play a proactive role. And to tell you, that time Press Council of India chairman was Justice P.B. Samant. Justice P.B. Samant. He had come to Goa for some personal work. I went and met him at Hotel Mandavi. And I told him that Goa government wants to do this, and this is the statement of our chief minister.
Yeah.
Incidentally, he had, if you recall, he had a case of irrigation department where he had indicted Rani.
Pratap Singh.
Yeah, so he said, don't take politicians lightly. Here is a model act which I am working at Press Council of India for RTI. Go and make use of it. That was a great opportunity. So what I did is, we met as Guj. We started mobilizing opinion within media as well as some activists and all. We held some sessions and we prevailed upon government to allow us to be part of the act inputs they are making. And to credit to them, that government that time agreed. And we were made part of that. We saw that good clauses were put. So much so that Goa got one of the best act.
Mr. Subarna was law secretary.
Yes.
Law secretary.
Goa got one of the best act where any government participation financially or in any way, in any cooperative or any sector, private sector, that will enable that to come under the RTI. This was a thing which only Goa had.
But to go fast forward.
No, then listen what happened is, however, when passing the act, keeping us in dark, the government passed a clause, section 9, where they said information, however, is misused, the person misusing it, the media misusing it, the editor, owner, journalist, all will be punished from rupees 500 to 5,000. And authority was who to decide, not the court. It was a state government authority will be set up. So we questioned that, we started a agitation. to drop that draconian clause. We went even up to governor, and finally in 7 months we had a agitation for 7 months with the help of Guianan journalists under our banner, but big and small, around 25-30 organizations, small and big, of civil society, and we forced the government to remove that draconian clause, and we got in 1997 one of the good acts.
Yeah.
After 2005, that Central Act came, it overpowered this act, and that is the history.
But
Now the point, what points I made is, one of the important points is, many people ask her often, why media should not be brought under RTI. I said that as far as media is concerned, media houses are concerned, content part of it, that content, editorial content or content as you say, I think that should not be brought under RTI definitely, because that may give an opportunity for government and other agencies to interfere with the freedom of expression. However, media houses, especially print media houses, get concessional newsprint. Media houses get various facilities from government. Media houses get print as well as electronic or digital. They get advertisements from government. To that extent, I said, that aspect, they also have to, there are often complaints that media houses don't give proper salaries, don't look after employees, proper facilities, all these aspects. Working journalist problems are there, they are not resolved, hire and fire, journalists are thrown out. When all these aspects come under Labour Act and all provisions, as far as these aspects of administrative, where government money is taken in the form of revenue, government concessional print, newsprint is taken, this aspect definitely should come under RTI. That is the point I made today.
have the journalists see
Now
journalism
your
and
point.
RTI
Yeah. Your point
are very
is,
closely related.
Yeah.
Should be closely related.
Yeah.
Are they closely related in Goa?
no, I will tell you, not much to the extent it should be. Some people have been using, I know some people. But again, there are 2 points. One point is that often it so happens, my own experience, I have put RTI. I have gone to submit, that time, say it is a collector. Collector sends for me and says, Prakash ji, just give it because you want to give, but I will give you information. So what happens is, often it is used just to get an entry. Sometimes some officers are targeted by their bosses, political bosses. They say, how you give that information? For creating a facade, they tell journalists that give us RTI application. To that extent. But definitely journalists can make use of RTI much more. But beyond that, you should understand what I said today. There are n number of ways where media can play a role. One, I was in preparation of this convention 2 days back here. I met a gentleman from Vasco, young boy. He came to me and said, you were talking some RTI, I heard. I said, yes. He said, sir, I want to know. Some people tell me if I put an application and help somebody to put RTI application, I may be imprisoned, might be in jail. I say, who tells you? No impression. So these impressions are still there. 2005, we have come to 2018, and still these impressions perpetuate among people. That means there is no enough awareness among people to generate this awareness. I said today that media should give some slots where they give educative content, how to put a RTI, how to deal with
Or
RTI.
even reporting on RTI.
That is one.
Columns reporting on RTI.
Then I said, the second is success stories of RTI, where activists have come out with public-oriented content, and how success stories, that will give also some idea to people. And thirdly, journalists and activists of RTI, ultimately what is the aim? You come out with information which you want to disseminate to public at large in public interest.
To disseminate.
So if these both combine and media makes it a point to see that such information is disseminated in a more effective way, then I think it will serve a big purpose. In that sense, these two organs, should come together more often and provide a platform.
Prakash, also called PWK.
Thank you.
Can I put it to you to say that, the 30-day cycle of RTI and the 24-hour cycle of the media doesn't combine very easily. Point number one.
Yeah.
Point number two, journalists have access, so they feel, why do we need RTI?
Yes,
We have access
yes.
anyway. We have better access.
Yeah.
Point number three, journalists are not used to slightly research-oriented ways of reporting,
Yeah.
whether it is RTI or even asking questions in assembly.
Yeah.
You remember our experiences in
Correct.
the 1980s.
Yeah.
So, do these all three factors, can they be sorted out if you agree that they are factors?
They are definitely factors. First factor you said is about
30 day and 24 hours.
First of all, this is a misconception in mind. 30 days is the ultimate maximum time given. Nobody has prevented them from giving information on day one.
And even if they take 30 days, you keep it for some other story, no? It is.
Why not?
You don't have to cook every day to eat every day.
Absolutely. That is why I feel that there should be orientation for journalists. I have suggested to RTI Forum to conduct such workshops where journalists also come and they understand this. You have pointed a very good point that the misconception is it will come after 30.
Yeah.
No.
It's knowledge. It's knowledge. Knowledge is never wasted, never goes
and
back.
it is what you get is true information given by government. Official information. So there cannot be any suspicion about that information. So as well you can share anytime. That is one. Second point, yes, among media we have developed this tendency of not asking questions. I always say in Goa, I find it, even among youngsters, I find it going down. It is not a good thing. You have to, that is our duty to people, that we ask questions of ministers, authorities.
Whether inconvenient questions
and you get flag also sometimes. You get, but that is part of
That's
duty.
part of the job. That's your job hazard. And if someone insults you, so be it.
So even RTI also means that you are asking question of the authority and power.
Yeah.
So I think journalists have to play a role and journalists have to demonstrate to people. And third point you raised in between, what was that?
Yeah, whether, research orientation.
This research orientation that is happening because most of the media houses, now what I find is that with the technological because of the digital platforms and social media platforms, there is breaking news culture. So even print media is trying to unnecessarily compete with something which is not your area to that extent.
True.
So I think that research is your hallmark, your strength. Now also I am on social media, so much I use social media, but I find there is a tendency coming up among people at large that it is sinking back, that for content which is more serious and more research oriented, you take time but you read in the print. So this is, if this has to be perpetuated, print or online, but in the traditional or what you call legacy media. In legacy media, people are developing their trust again after this fake news and all that. I think so we should, journalists, but here also what is happening is, unfortunately, the media houses, I find even in Goa, they invest in good human resources in circulation and advertising and marketing.
And technology.
There are MBAs and all in technology.
And offices,
human resources.
Offices.
Yeah, and in editorial human resource, they are not looking at that. They are looking there at journalists as young greenhorns, young graduates or even non-graduates are taken. Unfortunately, sometimes I myself find that these journals, they say, sir, whatever you told no at press conference, please give a press note. This culture is coming. This is not a good thing. You know.
What's your Twitter name, Prakash? Just to share.
Prakash W. Kamat at Prakash.
At Prakash
W. Kamat.
Thank you so much for your time. I think we know each other for 30 years. This is the first time I'm interviewing you.
Yeah, no, you have interviewed me earlier also.
May not be on camera.
No camera only you have done.
I'm growing forgetful. But at least 13 minutes, 14 minutes I've spoken to you. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.